We're inside of the Dome in Bluefield, Virginia for the first round of the NCCAA Mideast Regional here in Bluefield, Virginia. Hello, everybody. I'm Bailey Engel calling you for Alice Lloyd against Hiwassee College here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's going to be a fun one today, as who will play Bluefield College tomorrow, as the Rams got a bye in this one, and now they will wait to see who wins out of the Tigers and the Eagles. Take a look at Alice Lloyd coming into this game. They are 15-12, averaging 95 points per game. But on the defensive end, they have been slacking this year, coming out of Pappas, Kentucky, at 92 points per game. They are led by a freshman to watch out for today, Timothy Dalton, wearing number 11, as well as another sophomore coming into this one, Blake Smith, who averages 17 points per game, and Timothy Dalton averages 18.7 points per game. Now this Hiwassee team comes into this game with a record of 14-7. They're going to be wearing the black as well as those maroon and yellow jerseys today. Alice Lloyd wearing the white. This Hiwassee comes from Tennessee. Rams will play the winner of this game at 4 o'clock tomorrow. About ready for the tip-off. Already a bit of a size mismatch there between Ario Johnson as well as the sophomore Blake Smith. Hiwassee going left to right, and then Alice Lloyd going right to left. Ready to throw the ball up in the air, and we are underway as it is snatched out of the air by Chance Cornett. Rams will play the winner of this game tomorrow after having a loss to Truett McConnell in the AAC tournament. And as you see there in the corner on the other end of the floor, there are some Rams in attendance today. Bounce pass top of the key, over, and now looking the ball around. Here comes a drive and blocked right in that left block. What a play by Ario Johnson. That was Austin Crisp trying to drive in there, and he was absolutely drilled down. No foul called, and Crisp will have the inbounds pass. Oh, Crisp, the senior from Flemingsburg, Kentucky, just swings it out towards the top of the key. Snatched by Smith. Entry pass tipped and picked away by Hiwassee. Here comes Marius Williams going coast to coast, finishes with the right hand and makes it 2-0. Great start there for the Tigers. Headed by Will Raby, and already getting that defensive chant going. The Hiwassee College Eagles now wearing number 13 for Alice Lloyd. I'll drive inside, and it goes right in. This makes it 2-2. Well, for Hiwassee, a team that coming off of a few losses, popping from the right elbow, good. That's the first three made by Jay Caden. It's now 5-2. Just stepped up on the right wing and nailed it right through the 10. Driving on the other side, here comes Austin Crisp, swings back out right wing, launching a three. Back iron, no good for Chance Cornett. And you got to see with Alice Lloyd, they're a team that will just chuck it up from anywhere. Pass on the left wing. See if Hiwassee can kick up some sort of defensive pressure here. They're up 5-2. Bounce pass in the right block, jump, stop, and he walked. That was Jay Cade looking for some opening there, and then Alice Lloyd made him pay on the defense. The Eagles are headed by J.R. Hammond. Like we said, coming into this game at 15-12. Taking the ball up, it will be the senior. Starts to shuffle onto the right side, passes into the right wing. Now Jay Johnson launches a three, no good. And Blake Smith, that was him rather, just missed that time. Coming Hiwassee on the other end, Marius Williams will be the point guard. Entry pass over for Ario Johnson, spins and twirls for the two-point hook shot. 7-2, Hiwassee up already by 5. I'm glad to have you with us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. See if Alice Lloyd, making the trip from Kentucky, can keep that offense going. Not a team that plays great defense, so they're trying to get that offense going. Now 10 to shoot. Here's Austin Crisp trying to angle in, drives, entry pass goes long, and that was intended for Sean Moore. Went right out of his hands. And now Hiwassee will get it back. Now going left to right, Marius Williams. Passes on the right side for Cade. Cade pressured by Smith in that defense. Now a pass goes out wide. Austin Crisp trying to get it across the backcourt for the steal. And it goes right off of his hand. Jake Allen will check in for Alice Lloyd. Now Hiwassee will get it back. Left to right they go, leading 7-2 with 17:29 left to go here in this first half. Marius Williams, just a senior from Memphis, Tennessee. That's some Alice Lloyd fans making the trip here. Not a lot of Hiwassees, though, as a three is missed from the top of the key by Ario Johnson. Going down the other end, Jake Allen, like a bull in a china shop, drives inside and misses the layup. But he was fouled in the attempt. So now Jake Allen will shoot two, the senior from London, Kentucky. Follows through with a right hand, swish. Three to seven. Now the score, 7-3, if you will, as Jake Allen shoots his second, nothing but net. 3-point lead now for Hiwassee, who has really commanded the offensive pressure in this game so far. Alice Lloyd has not gotten the great shots that they wanted in this one. Here's Ario Johnson, passes on the right side. Now popping a three. Misses from the right corner. That was Marius Williams, and a rebound right under the basket for Alice Lloyd by Chance Cornett. Pass on the right side for Blake Smith. Bounces inside to Jake Allen on the right baseline. Towing after for a couple of pump fakes. Shoots. Contested shot missed. And now a rebound snatched out of the air by Marius Williams. 16 and a half minutes left to go in this first half. 7-4 the score. Pass on the left wing. Handoff over to Marius Williams now and swings back towards the top of the key. Hiwassee only up by 3 in this one, and a foul is called on Blake Smith. That's the first foul on Alice Lloyd and the first for Smith as well. A slap inside, trying to feed the ball in. Kicks top of the key and returns out right wing to Marius Williams. Well, Alice Lloyd not really traveling with a comprehensive roster as that three is swished from the left wing. That was Marius Williams pulling up right in the face of Chance Cornett, and it's 10-4. 6-point lead for Hiwassee. Alice Lloyd supposed to be the offensive juggernaut as that pass is stolen away straight to the cup. Ario Johnson with the left hand. Timeout called by Alice Lloyd, and it is 12-4 already in favor of the Tigers. Blake Smith on the right wing, drives inside, pops from the free throw line, misses off the back iron and rebounded out of the air. Now a swing down on the other side for Ario Johnson, and that did not work out as that cherry-picking pass by Marius Williams intended for Ario Johnson went a little too far on the left. So Timmy Dalton wearing number 13 in this one, usually number 11. He's the freshman phenom for Alice Lloyd. Into the right wing, drives inside the paint, carries and blocked, but a foul is called on Hiwassee. 12-4, Tigers on top here. Now Timmy Dalton will go to the free throw line for a pair of shots. His first, swirls around the cup and goes in to make it 12-5. Alice Lloyd not really getting the looks that they want to here in the first couple of minutes of the game, and Hiwassee has dominated defensively. Here's Timothy Dalton, the second shot for the freshman, rattles out, no good, and a rebound for Hiwassee's Marius Williams. So now that full court press starting to be kicked up, 12-5, splitting the defense. One arm pass on the left side. Cade pops with pressure and hits it from the baseline. Got it from about 2 feet, a swish, and it makes it 14-5. Lots of defense played right now by Hiwassee. Going on to the far side of the court, it's Austin Crisp. Just a freshman, passes corner for Timothy Dalton. Entry pass to Smith, gets the basket with a foul. That was a good dish by Dalton, a dart right inside the paint. Smith went up, looked for the shot, and was hacked. And now it is 14-7. 15:02 remaining first half. That is just the second foul on Hiwassee. Once again, not putting up on the scoreboard who was on. And the N1 is completed by Blake Smith. 14-8, a two-possession game now as Hiwassee is trying to break through this full-court press. Cade gets across the timeline and spins it out on the other side to Naquan Newman, who enters the game as the backup point guard for Hiwassee. Coming into this one at 14-7, a team not even in the NAIA. This is the best national championship they can play for. Bounce pass right block, swings top of the key. Williams can't get the layup to fall, and a rebound for Smith right under the basket. Here comes Alice Lloyd in transition. Bounces top of the key to Cornett and picks it up after the zone defense picks up for Hiwassee. Cornett spins in the lane, scoops with a right hand, rattles in the layup. Impressive play to make it 14-10. Now cherry picking on the other end. Here's Cade. Now bounces it back towards the top of the key for Newman. 14-16 left to go first half, 14-10. Hiwassee on top. So around the arc they go. Thought about a three. That time it was Culpepper. Swings back out to Culpepper on the second chance. Drills the triple. Sank the three from the right wing, and now it's a 7-point game. And Alice Lloyd keep this going. Blake Smith hands off Crisp. Entry pass to Allen, stolen away. Hiwassee playing tough here. Newman straight to the cup. Layup goes with the foul. So it was a steal in the backcourt by Ario Johnson. He passed it right up to the point guard. And after just attacking, that'll be a foul called on Allen. Now we have some new players coming in. Dondre Warren checking in, as well as Noah Young. Young that comes off the bench for 7.1 points per game. This is an Alice Lloyd team that has 5 players that average in double figures. Shot for Newman, too hard. Rebound goes though for Hiwassee. Trying for the putback and blocked by Jake Allen. Straight down the other end of the court. Young swings out right baseline over to Smith. Shoots off the backboard, no good. And a rebound under the basket that time. Swinging above the hoop. That was an ugly pass. And now pass on the other end by Jay Cade. Cade, pump fake, swings top of the key. Newman steps into a long triple. Swish! 20-12, an 8-point lead, or now 22-12, I should say. 10-point lead for Hiwassee, their largest of the game. One-arm dish on the other side for Dondre Warren. Drives inside on that hard zone defense from Hiwassee. The Tigers are stepping up. 13 to shoot. Here comes Young. Swings right block. Jake Allen puts it on the deck. Out of a double team. Hooks. No good, but a foul call. The intensity is there for the Tigers. They have came into this game really with no reckoning as Alice Lloyd has tried to get their fire-powered offense going. Nothing has happened for the Eagles so far. 22-10, 13:03 left as Jake Allen will shoot 2 shots. First one goes, and now it's a 9-point game. Or rather now 22-11. Second shot goes. 22-12, making a 10-point game. And now taking the ball up, it's Naquan Newman, a guy that is not afraid, as he is established here, to shoot from long range. Drives left side, hands off, and now back top of the key over to Jay Cade. Alice Lloyd with that 2-3 zone. Jay Cade jumps for 3. Bangs it home from the top of the arc. Fearless shooting from Hiwassee, 25-12, a 13-point lead. And you're wondering why the Tigers only lost 7 games as a shot misses for Christian. Rebound Smith, and he puts it back. Good offensive board on the putback, and now it is 25-14. 11-point lead for Hiwassee, though. Those threes are starting to fall. Bounce pass on the left side. Here's Ario Johnson. Swings on the right end for Tevin Henry, who's into the game for the first time. Naquan Newman tries to pass it up towards the top of the key, but now an offensive foul is called. And that will be booked on Jay Johnson. Let's make that the 5th foul for Hiwassee as they are pressuring near the midcourt. Hands it off to Dondre Warren, now back over to Noah Young, the point guard. Now for Alice Lloyd, they really don't have a true point guard, just a bunch of scorers. Evan Smith shuffles towards the top of the arc and now camps out near the logo. 16 to shoot. Gallivants inside. Swings out left side. Christian on a pump fake. Underhands, and it goes way over his head. So Christian was looking over to Smith, trying to go behind his back. And Smith was there, but the pass was just too arid. 25-14, 11-point lead for this Hiwassee College Tigers team. All the confidence in the world for Will Raby and his NCCAA squad. Pass on the right side. Here comes a shot. Good. Clonked in by Tevin Henry on the right block. Makes it 27-14. A 13-point lead now. Shuffling in. Here's a shot for Warren. Good. Back and forth they go. Layups abound, as there's not a lot of defense being played. But Hiwassee starting to get a little bit tired here. They still lead by 11. J.K. taking the ball up. Passes right side over to Naquan Newman. Swings top of the key. Thinking about a three. And no shot there for Des Culpepper. Round the arc they go. Johnson passes top of the key. Newman dish right side. Cade drives down the right side. Entry pass on the right corner. Good. There's another three for Des Culpepper. Makes it 27, or rather 30-16. What is happening to this Alice Lloyd team as a layup is missed by Noah Young, goes out of bounds. And now it is 10:50 left to go in the first half, 30-16 the score. Couple of substitutes, and right back into the game goes Timmy Dalton. Austin Crisp also re-enters for Alice Lloyd. Can Hiwassee keep this going? Shooting lights out from beyond the arc. Naquan Newman on a hip-high dribble, bounce pass inside the paint, swing out left side. Jay Johnson jumps for three. Good again! Jay Johnson, the junior from McKinn County, Tennessee, on the far corner, makes it 33-16. Already a 17-point lead. Driving down the right baseline, Dalton hooks and scores with a right hand. It makes it 33-18. Hiwassee on top by 15 points. Here comes Naquan Newman. Hiwassee has been able to get every answer that they want. Spin in the lane. Henry shoots. No good. Back iron. And a rebound for Dondre Warren. Eagles going right to left. Splitting through the defense. Passes on the right side. Cornett misses the shot on the layup. Now cherry picking. Going into the backcourt and snatched up by Alice Lloyd. That time it is Austin Crisp. Passes towards the top of the key. Thinking about it again. Dondre Warren as he bounces it back to the freshman point guard. In those pink shoes, he hands off Cornett, storms down the lane, shoots, and a jump ball called, and it will go the way of Hiwassee on the possession arrow. Cornett with a hard drive in and got tied up by a couple of Hiwassee defenders, and then no foul call. It said it was all ball, and give it right back to the Tigers. 33-18 the score. Thanks for joining us here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Who will play Bluefield tomorrow at 4 o'clock? Hard drive in by Cade, hooks and scores. Anything goes inside the paint for Hiwassee. 35-18, 17-point lead. Warren scoops and misses on the layup, looking for an ugly putback. Warren got it on the offensive board, though, for the Eagles. One-arm dish top of the key over to Austin Crisp, who starts to back it up now with 9:15 left to go first half. Crisp drives left side, passes out on the wing. Here comes the shot from Young. No good, but he was fouled. 35-18, a 17-point lead. And that is the first foul on Hiwassee's Jay Johnson, the team's sixth. Alice Lloyd only with 2 fouls. Now Noe Young, just a freshman. Alice Lloyd, very small school, shoots and misses as the ball rattles around the cup and pops out on the right side. Well, Bluefield ready to play again tomorrow at 4 o'clock against whoever wins in this one, as that shot goes for the young man from Stanford, Kentucky. Makes it 35-19, Hiwassee up by 16, 9:05 remaining before halftime. Crossover dribble by Newman, hard defense towards the top of the key from Young. Now a pass towards the top of the arc. Johnson shoots and misses. Rebound for Dondre Warren. Here comes Timmy Dalton on an errant dribble, tipped up and picked away by Jay Johnson. Here comes Hiwassee. What a play on that dribble by Jay Johnson. Almost lost it. Pass towards the logo. Over for Newman. Entry pass, Cade. Euro step. Shoots and rattles it home with the foul. Everything is falling for Hiwassee here. 37-19 the score. Jay Cade with those big galloping steps in the paint, able to get it to fall. Completing the old-fashioned three-point play and tickles the twine. 38-19, doubling the score of Alice Lloyd. Alice Lloyd, that defense where they have been able to allow over 90 points per game, really starting to show. Haven't seen the offense where they've been able to score over 90 points a game so far yet in this one. Pass on the left side, around the arc they go. Jumps out for Chris, passes top of the key. Young arcs a tray and hits from the right wing. 38-22 the score. Alice Lloyd back within 16. 8:20 remaining first half. Hiwassee has been able to answer on every big shot though for this Alice Lloyd team. Pass on the right wing, Newman dishes inside over to Williams. Spins, kicks out wide over to Newman, who starts to gallop it back towards the top of the key. Around the arc they go. Daniel Graves in the game for the first time. Marius Williams pops from long range, misses left rim, and a rebound for Austin Crisp in the backcourt. Going right to left, go with the Eagles. Now Crisp attacking. Ugly layup, tipped in the air. Loose ball finally corralled by Williams. Hiwassee on a break now. Jay Johnson bounce pass left wing, swings out down the paint and scores for Williams. Or Ario Johnson rather. So Johnson on that reverse layup makes it 40-22. Back around the perimeter, bumping in the lane, and a foul called on Ario Johnson. As Chance Cornett tried to attack the hoop on the left side, he just tucked his shoulder in and really tried to truck over Ario Johnson, but that'll be the second foul on Johnson and a team 7th. Now, no rebounders down low. First shot, good. And he will get a second. 40-23 the score. Hiwassee nearly doubling Alice Lloyd's total in this one. 7:34 remaining in this first half. A lot of offense, not so much defense. Second shot, both fall for Cornett. Makes it 40-24. Checking back into the game goes Evan Smith and Jake Allen for Alice Lloyd. And re-entering now to be Des Culpepper for Hiwassee. Alice Lloyd looks like they want to kick up this full court press now. 40-24. And Alice Lloyd not necessarily in foul trouble at all. All they have is 3. 7.5 minutes before halftime as now Hiwassee struggles to get the ball out of the backcourt. Now attacking towards the rim. Pass out right corner. Johnson shoots. Off the back of the backboard, a rebound going for Blake Smith. Going right to left. Smith meandering through the defense. Coast to coast, he finishes. 40-26. He snatched that rebound in the backcourt and had no intentions of passing. Went straight to the 10. Now picked up once again on a steal. Austin Crisp converts on the right-handed layup, and all of a sudden, Alice Lloyd is back. Timeout call by Will Raby, and Hiwassee will have to try to regroup here. Only a 12-point lead now after leading by as much as 19. Alice Lloyd trails in this one, though, 40-28. Tigers on top. Welcome back to the first round of the NCCAA Mideast Regional between Alice Lloyd and Hiwassee College. My name is Bailey Engel. Happy to call you on this one on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Hiwassee just calling a timeout. It is 40-28. Hiwassee leads by 12. Now as the ball goes out of bounds, got to see who it will stay with, and it will stay with the Tigers, going left to right in the black jerseys, and Alice Lloyd wearing the whites in this one. Going across midcourt, it'll be the point guard, Marius Williams. Dish on the left side and dropped by Des Culpepper, who tried to cut inside before he even had the ball. An ugly turnover there for the Tigers. Now back with it with 6:50 remaining in this first half. Alice Lloyd trying to make this a one-digit ball game. Going through the defense, pass left blocked. Allen shoots and blocked away. Rebound by Culpepper. Alice Lloyd, though, trying to get this defense going that has been absent in the first part of the game. Straight down the floor. Pass on the left block over for Johnson. One arms it back to Marius Williams. Williams attacks towards the paint, floats, and rattles it home. Makes it 42-28, a 14-point lead for Hiwassee. What a great play by Marius Williams, a guy that was just cutting through that defense. Alice Lloyd is definitely not as fast as this Tigers team so far in this one. 6:14 left to go before half. 42-28. Can Alice Lloyd get those threes to fall? Dish towards the top of the key for Warren. Lobs it down on the right block. Allen puts it on the deck. Off a stutter step. Misses the shot. Tipped around. Loose ball. And finally corralled by Graves. Going coast to coast. Swings it back on the left side. And that time it was Marius Williams that just was not ready for that pass. Not a good look for Graves, who just chucked it up in the air with his right hand, and it went a little too far for the sprinting Williams. Gives it right back to Alice Lloyd with a 5:55 staying on that game clock. 42-28, a 14-point deficit that Alice Lloyd is trying to desperately come back from. Cross-court lob to Warren, spinning in the lane, shoots. No, rather he'll keep it down, and the pass is picked away by Jay Johnson. Swung up in the air over for Newman. Newman pops right elbow. Instead, passes inside, stolen away by Allen. Here comes Young. Lob for Smith, and the alley-oop finishes. Noah Young had the wherewithal to just chuck it up in the air, and now it is 42-30. Both of these teams not playing any defense, just everyone is just spinning right down the floor. Culpepper jogs left corner, hands off, shot, no good. On the other side for Daniel Graves, and a rebound for Alice Lloyd. They've cut it down to a 12-point game, 5:05 remaining. Young bounces right wing, Smith swings top of the key, Warren. Pump fake, drives inside, shoots, and can't make the layup with a foul as that ball just hung up there forever. Stops the clock at 4:59. It is 42-30. Third foul already on Jay Johnson. So under 5 minutes remaining first half. Alice Lloyd all of a sudden starting that defensive pressure. Hiwassee is having a little bit more trouble to get those great threes up. Now Warren shooting two. First one for the left-hander. Rattles in. 42-31 the score. Simon Kristen comes into the game, the junior from Red Fox, Kentucky. And Warren, the junior from Newark, New Jersey, still eyeing that 10, making sure he has a chance to make it a 10-point game. Second shot. Front rim, bounces out, rebound Graves for Hiwassee. 42-31 the score, 4:55 remaining. Double team in the backcourt, meandering through it is Williams. Straight down the floor, floats in, gets it to fall, but a charge called. Marius Williams, no intentions of passing, just trucked right over Simon Kristen, and a charge is drawn to now give the ball right back to the Eagles. 4:48 remaining. Both of these teams trying to play lightning fast. And for Bluefield tomorrow, it will be a test to see how well their defense can lock down these teams. 42-31 the score. That is the second foul on Williams, by the way, and the 19th foul on Hiwassee. Off a pick and roll, Crisp has to throw it out on the right wing instead for Evan Smith. Bounce pass right block for Cornett. Backing in the lane, jumps and scores with that finger roll. Makes it now 42-33. Alice Lloyd coming back with a vengeance as that pass is picked away by Cornett. Passes left block, and Smith clocks in the layup with a right hand on the left side. Makes it 42-35, a 7-point lead now for Hiwassee. Out of the trap, swings out left wing Graves. Rendier turns the pass. Shot does go, but a walk called in the paint on Naquan Newman as Alice Lloyd has found all of the energy in the world here. 42-35, 4:08 remaining first quarter. Can Alice Lloyd keep this going? They trailed at one point 38-19. And now a huge run for Hiwassee ended. Now an offensive foul called on the other end. It is Simon Kristen with that moving screen that'll send the possession right back to Hiwassee. That stops the clock at 3:58 here in the first round of the NCCAA Mid-East Regional. Daniel Graves trying to pass this one in. And that full court press still very much intact for Alice Lloyd. And Hiwassee doesn't seem like they're ready for it. Double team in the backcourt, loose ball tipped in the air, picked away by Noah Young, and rather that's Crisp, who tried to send that one in the hoop, but he was fouled on the left block. Another foul for Hiwassee. It'll be 2 shots for Austin Crisp. Crisp, a guy that gets a lot of playing time for Alice Lloyd. He's one of 5 players averaging in double figures, right around 11 points per game. 42-35 the score. That's the first foul called on Daniel Graves. Shoots and scores. 42-36 now, a 6-point game after Hiwassee led by as much as 19 just moments ago. Now arcs the second try. Swirls out, no good. Rebound for Hiwassee. Pulled down by Graves, but still that big-time full-court press has been trouble for the Tigers. Jay Cade attacks the paint, floats from the free throw line, and bangs it in. 44-36, a bit of a scoring drought over for Hiwassee. Can they get it done on the offensive end and the defensive end as Blake Smith rather, spins around in the paint and gets the finger roll to fall to make it 44-38. Entry pass in the lane and a shot no good, but an offensive foul called as the shot could not fall for Tevin Henry, trucking over some Alice Lloyd defenders there. They've been able to call these charges. 44-38, and that's the first foul on Tevin Henry. 3:20 remaining first half. 6-point game. And Hiwassee has been able to storm back in. Glad to have you with us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield hosting the NCCAA Mid-East Regional. Warren on the left wing for Alice Lloyd. Shimmy, shake, move, passes top of the key. Cornett, who gets it and hands it off right to Austin Crisp. Meandering down the lane, hooks a shot and rattles it in. 44-40 now, a 4-point game. Hiwassee splitting through. Here comes Graves, loses the ball, tries to nutmeg Kristen, and it goes right through his right calf. So after bouncing off of the forward, Hiwassee will keep it. 2:53 remaining in the first half, and it is 44-40 in favor of Hiwassee, who led by as much as 19. On the right side of the basket, looking for someone to pass it to. Swings in right side over for Des Culpepper. Out of a double team, hands it off back to Marius Williams. Williams holding a hand up in the air. His team leads only by 4. Just on the right end, picked away by Austin Crisp. Racing towards the basket, jumps and scores off of the steal. And we have ourselves a 2-point game. 44-42. This has been one of the crazier turns we've seen at the Dome from the Rams or anybody else. Now an ugly layup missed after he tried to carry that one in, and now Austin Crisp has a chance to tie it. Lobs out left wing. Kristen with an open lane. Dishes back to Crisp on the baseline, and he traveled as he was trying to dish it towards the top of the key to Cornett. Gives the ball right back to Hiwassee, who leads by 2. Timeout call by the Tigers, stopping the clock at 2:16. We got ourselves a ball game. A lot of scoring here in the first round. 44-42, 2:16 remaining. Hiwassee up by a possession. Can Hiwassee keep this lead? They led 39-18, and now all of a sudden a 2-point contest, 44-42, as the Tigers take the ball left to right. Alice Lloyd has came back with a vengeance after that great full-court press. Pass inside and a defensive foul called on a push that time to ring up on Alice Lloyd. It'll just be the team's 5th foul in the first half, and it's going to be on the freshman Timothy Dalton, who's taken off. And coming back into the game will go the sophomore Blake Smith. A pass on the right side, swinging towards the top of the key, Marius Williams. Hard dart picked away by Austin Crisp, and Alice Lloyd has a chance to tie or take the lead. Crisp pass left side, Christian. Now a long three, swirls in, and Alice Lloyd has taken the lead, courtesy a triple from Chance Cordet. 45-44. 1:45 remaining before the first half. And I tell you, if you would have told me that a team led by as much as 19 in the first half, and they would be trailing going into halftime, I wouldn't believe you. Not there yet, though. A minute and a half remaining out of a double team. Swings top of the key. Williams going around the arc. Toes down the baseline, under the basket, dishes back inside. Shot for Graves, good. Off of that window. Rather, that will be for Culpepper. Des Culpepper, 46-45. Now the lead back to Hiwassee. On the other end, layup falls where the foul, with Dondre Warren giving a big flex there to give the lead right back to Alice Lloyd. 47-46 the score. Dondre Warren back towards the free throw line, trying to complete the and one, give his team a 2-point lead. Chucks it up, rims in, 48-46, a 2-point lead for the Eagles. Tips it right back to JK, towing down the left side of the lane, swings out left corner, no good. Looking for the rebound, nowhere close for Tess Culpepper. Cherry picking goes Warman, he is picked and fouled by JK on the other end of the floor with a flat minute remaining in this first half. 48-46, Alice Lloyd leading by 2. And now Dondre Warren will have a chance to make it a 4-point game here with a couple of shots. All for who will play Bluefield tomorrow. The left-hander once again misses. And now buzzer sounds, have to see if there are any substitutions made. Torrey Fudge into the game for the first time for Hiwassee. Now Warren trying to get the second of these 2 shots. It goes 49-46, a 3-point lead for the Eagles. Warren taken off, back into the game goes Noah Young. Des Culpepper to inbound for Hiwassee, under a minute remaining. JK out of a double team, darts across midcourt for Marius Williams. Swings out on the left corner, attacking baseline, bounce pass, right block, no good. Rebound, Jake Allen. That short 2 missed by Tevin Henry. Going coast to coast, Chris blocked as now the loose ball is once again snatched by Hiwassee. 40 seconds remaining first half. Williams going coast to coast, passes left wing. J.K. on a stutter step with one arm. He nailed it from that left elbow. 1-point lead now for Alice Lloyd, 49-48. 30 seconds remaining. Shot clock still on. There's about a 3-second differential between game clock and shot clock. 49-48, Alice Lloyd, for the first time in this game, slowing it down. Austin Crisp picking up his dribble, passes top of the key. Jake Allen underhands it right back to his point guard. Stepping on the defense is Culpepper. Now a double team. Crisp splits through it. Loose ball corralled by Cade, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Crisp. 6.8 seconds remaining. Shot clock off now. That's the second foul on Crisp. And barring another foul from Alice Lloyd, they will just go into halftime with 6 fouls. Now swing towards midcourt. Here comes Culpepper from the top of the key. Passes right side, shooting for 3. Too short, rebound Jake Allen, and that will be it for the first half. A ton of scoring for both teams, 49-48 as we head into halftime. Alice Lloyd on top by 1. Just about ready to start the second half here in the first round of the NCCAA Mideast Regional as Alice Lloyd trailed by as much as 19 in that one. They lead by one, 49-48 on top of the Hiwassee College Tigers. Hiwassee led by J.K. who has 17 points, as well as Des Culpepper in double figures with 11. On the other end, 13 points for the sophomore Blake Smith, as well as 11 from Chance Cornett, who hit that big three with over a minute remaining that gave Alice Lloyd their first lead since being down by nearly 20 points. Alice Lloyd shooting 56% in this one, but Hiwassee on the other end shooting 62.5% from the field and 50% from beyond the arc, while Alice Lloyd is only 2 of 5 from three land. Well, the Eagles will start out with the ball going left to right to start out here in the second half. Who will play the Bluefield College Rams tomorrow at 4 o'clock here on the Rams Digital Sports Network? Chance Cornett lifts on the backcourt for Austin Crisp, and we are ready to be underway. 49-48, Alice Lloyd on top. Haven't seen much out of Timmy Dalton, the freshman phenom, as he dishes top of the key. Here comes Kristen passing around, looking, and now he hooks and misses. Rebound for Williams, now going right to left, looking for someone to pass it to. Dimes inside, but is picked away by Austin Crisp. Here comes Alice Lloyd. Bounce pass left block, shooting, no good for Timmy Dalton. And now he will go to the line after being fouled right there. Alice Lloyd, it's hard to collect your thoughts when they have an offensive possession because they have no intentions of slowing it down. They want to attack the rim, try to get a layup to fall, and then kick up some sort of full court pressure. Now, Timmy Dalton only has 3 points, and he's 1 of 2 from the free throw line in this one. Bends the knee, sends it up, and line drives the ball right through the net. Now a 2-point lead for Alice Lloyd, 50-48. Hiwassee wondering really what went wrong. Now the second shot for Dalton, and he sinks them both. 51-48, the largest lead of the game for Alice Lloyd. They are kicking up that full court press. Loops in the air, taken away by Marius Williams. Dribbles straight into the double team. Dimes left side over for Henry, who dishes it back towards the point guard, Marius Williams. Matched up on the defense by Austin Crisp. Handoff Johnson, right back up top to Cade, who swings it around the arc. Here comes Williams, looping with a right hand, and bounces the ball right off the window. He went from his back. Now a outlet on the other end. Timmy Dalton missed the dunk, but it went off of the glass right through the hoop. Makes it now 53-50. The freshman laughing as that one shouldn't have went in, but he got a little help. Now that pass picked away. Here comes Chance Cornett. Sprinting down the right wing, attacking towards the rim, jumps and swishes with the two-handed shot. 55-50, Alice Lloyd finding their groove here. Here comes J.K. meandering across the timeline, out of a triple team, passes left wing, and it goes right off the hand of Tevin Henry. Out of bounds, so now Hiwassee hands it off right back to Alice Lloyd. 55-50. Now on the clock, it's 18.5 minutes before the game is over. Tons of scoring being played in this game. Blake Smith on the right wing walks towards the top of the key. Good defense, stepping up that time by the forward Tevin Henry out of the zone. Down the arc they go. Crisp on the left wing with 10 to shoot at the free throw line now. Gallivant's down the lane and scores with a foul. Crisp got hit in the face as now he's squinting going towards the free throw line and makes it 57-50. That's already the first foul on Hiwassee. And the third one on Ario Johnson. So a couple of players with 3 fouls. Him and Jay Johnson both with a trio of fouls in the books as Crisp loops and scores to make it an 8-point lead for Alice Lloyd. What a run these Eagles are on. Cherry picking on the other end. Johnson can't haul in the pass. Loops it back towards the top of the key. Henry pops from 11. Backboard no good. Rebound for Johnson. Pinballing around. Finally snatched it and just swings it towards the timeline for Marius Williams. Hiwassee's trying to play at the same speed, but they don't have enough offensive prowess to get that done. Bounce pass right side. Tevin Henry bumps in the lane, and an offensive foul called as Simon Kristen went straight to his back to draw the charge. Already the second foul for Hiwassee. Alice Lloyd, or rather the third, and the second one on Tevin Henry. 17:55 remaining in this game, 58-50. Alice Lloyd only had 5 fouls in that first half.
Austin Cripps slowing this game down a little rare. Warren has it on the right wing, swings back top of the key. Cornett looking for an angling Cripps, puts it on the deck, chucks it up the right hand, no good. Ball tipped back in, and Warren had a foot on the baseline. So Hiwassee gets it back, down by 8, 58-50. 17:37 remaining in this game. And Hiwassee getting through this defense. Warren snatched it on the edge. Bounce pass over to Cripps. Scores to make it a 10-point lead. 60-50. Hiwassee getting the ball across midcourt. Finally, they're struggling to do that. J.K. Five. Misses left rebound. Timmy Dalton picking on the other end. Warren picks out the bounce back into Cripps. Ball and out of bounds. Off the head of the Tigers. After Tevin Henry tried to save it. He had a foot on that baseline. 60-50 the score. Going out of the game is Williams. Back into the game goes Naquan Newman from Myrtle Beach. And Chance Cornett will have the inbound pass on the right wing. Over to Warren. Lloyd really slow it down. It's a little bit eerie. Dalton step back. Misses front rim. Got his own rebound. Goes baseline. Hot from 5. Too short again. Rebound. Misses on the step back. Rebound. Cortez Culpepper. Out of that midcourt press. Hiwassee gets the ball across the timeline. Cade underhands it back towards the top of the key for Newman. Now backs to Cade over on the left wing. Meandering in the lane. Jumps and blocked. But now a foul called as Cade have a couple of chances from the free throw line. That one is going to be on a Chance Cornett, the sophomore from Pippa Passes, Kentucky. Actually where Alice Lloyd is located. Thanks for all tuning in on the Rams Digital Sports Network. This is the preliminary game here in the NCCAA Mid-East Regional. And who will play Bluefield tomorrow? The host team at 4 o'clock. First shot hits for Jake Cade. Cade now has 18 points in this one. Back into the game goes Jake Allen. And Cornett taken off after notching in Alice Lloyd's first foul of the second half. Makes it 60-51, back to a single-digit lead. And it will be a second shot for Jake Cade. Couple of bounces, everybody ready to rebound. Cade loops, rattles away, no good. Rebound Simon Kristen. 60-51, 16:45 remaining in this game. Chris going through that screen, attacks on the left side, loops and blocked by the big man. That's Ario Johnson getting the paw on it, smacking it out of bounds. 16:38. These guys are just trying to get layups to go from their hip, and some of these big men are just not having it. Goes right back to the Eagles, though. It'll be an inbounds pass for Chris on the left side of the basket. Kicks out under the corner for Blake Smith. Gallops top of the key over to Warren. Warren on the defense by Jay Johnson. Hands off Chris. Down the left side of the paint. Swings out on the left baseline. Allen carries in the lane and scores after going right down the baseline. Makes it 62-51 in a full court press. Still terrorizing Hiwassee. Good dart on the other end of the paint, though. Tevin Henry misses the layup, but Ario Johnson comes out of nowhere and slams it home. Got to get back on defense, though. 62-53. Warren underhands Allen, snatches out of the air, hooks with the left hand, and gets it to fall. 64-53, back to an 11-point lead. Hiwassee has to get back on defense, and Alice Lloyd has shown that speed that Hiwassee had to start the game. Entry pass over to Newman, his dish on the left side, punched out of bounds by Blake Smith. So much speed in this one. Both teams trying to play a similar style of basketball, and so far Alice Lloyd has been able to get it done in the second half. 15:51 remaining in this game, 64-53. There's the chuck towards the top of the key for Johnson on a pump fake, zips right wing, Cade. Cade off of the defense from Smith, trying to get a screen from Naquan Newman. Instead, he'll just keep it himself towards the top of the key. Now attacks, Euro step, in the paint and swirls it home. 64-55 now. Back to a 9-point lead. Here comes Warren, right down the lane, bumping and passes out right wing over to Allen. Dish in the paint again, underhands Kristen, launches a three, front rim, no good, tipped near that Alice Lloyd bench and snapped up by the Tigers' Naquan Newman. 64-55, a 9-point deficit. 15:15 remaining. Entry pass right block on the other end for Tevin Henry. Swings right elbow. Johnson bangs it home on the 15-footer. 64-57, back down to a 7-point lead. Hiwassee getting that defense chant going. Now a lob on the left block. Allen spins, fires, and scores on the mid-range. That'll silence the defense call and makes it once again a 9-point lead. Loose ball in the backcourt. Kristen tried to chuck it back in bounds, and instead he had a toe on that sideline. So he'll stay right back with Hiwassee now. 14-50 the score, 66-57 here in the first round of this NCCAA Mid-East Regional. For Bluefield, it's kind of like they're playing in the NAIA equivalent of the NA or the NIT. Now they still want to be able to play for a national championship in Indiana. Handoff on the corner, swing back top of the key, Newman. Off the pressure from Noah Young, underhands to Cade, dish top of the key, back to Jay Johnson, trying to attack the rim, underhands it back to Johnson, chest pass top of the key, 10 to shoot. Cade, Euro step, jumps with pressure, no good on an air ball. Warren snatched it out of the air for the Eagles. Here comes Alice Lloyd leading by 9, underhands in the near corner. Here comes Smith, towing down the baseline and tomahawks it home. 68-57, an 11-point lead, and the ball rolled all the way near the entrance door, so Hiwassee had to digest that. 14-10 remaining in the game. Johnson bounce pass near corner over to Ario Johnson. Now Hiwassee finally slowing it down, begged by their coach Will Raby to just try to think about what they're going to do next. Entry pass left block. Johnson spins, misses left hand. Rebound Jake Allen for Alice Johnson. 68-57 the score. Noah Young jumps, zips right wing. Blake Smith, towed on the pressure by Jay Johnson, got past him, slipped in the left block, looking for a tie-up, and a timeout is called by Alice Lloyd before that. Well, with 13:40 left to go in the game, we're going to take a break here. 68-57, Alice Lloyd with the lead and possession when we come back. Back to the game now, 68-57, 13:40 remaining. Alice Lloyd on top here in the first round of the Mid-East Regional. Swung bay up in the air for Dondre Warren. Spins it back out to Noah Young, zips left wing. Timmy Dalton on a pump fake, bumps in the lane, scores with a foul. Timmy Dalton actually carried it like a football, trucked over Naquan Newman, but he didn't have his feet set, and now it is 70-57 with a chance to make it a three-point play. Everything has changed here. The largest lead of the game for Alice Lloyd as Timmy Dalton fires away and scores as the freshman is getting right back into this one. 71-57. Full court press still intact for Alice Lloyd. Hiwassee started out red hot, and they cannot get anything to go in the second half. Tevin Henry, his pass smacked right back to him. On the left side now, Jay Cade bounces right block. Culpepper, and the pass goes out of bounds off of the hands of Austin Crisp, the freshman for Alice Lloyd. Buzzer sounds, and that will bring Chance Cornett back into the game. Jake Allen goes back to the bench, the big forward for Alice Lloyd, who got it done from mid-range. He'll get a couple of claps from his head coach, J.R. Hammond. 13:18 on the clock, trying to make sure the shot clock is correct as that pass is looped towards the top of the key. Tevin Henry, hard bounce pass in the lane, spinning around and scoring is Tess Culpepper. 71-59 now, back to a 12-point lead for this Hiwassee team. Or for Alice Lloyd, I should say. Alice Lloyd, after trailing by 19, it's been a completely different ball game. Crossover dribble, Crisp looking for help, loops on the right wing. Hiwassee stepping up in that zone defense, 10 to shoot. Pass on the corner, Dalton spinning in towards the lane, bounce pass left block, Cornett wrestles for it, missed the shot, loose ball corralled by Jay Johnson for Hawaii. Hiwassee going 3-on-2 now, bounce pass kicked, and it will stay with the Tigers. Alice Lloyd thought that was off of their knee, and they were trying to go back in transition to find that fast break. 71-59 the score, 12:36 remaining in the game. Tigers down by 12. Looking for a chance to play in Indiana for
National Christian College Association National Championship. Handoff towards the top of the key for Darius Williams. He's back into the game on a crossover dribble. Chest pass left side, Culpepper. Around the arc they go. Back with it, Williams on the far corner. Looking for someone to cut inside with 10 to shoot. 12:20 left on the game clock. Jay Johnson decides to launch a three. Misses back iron. Loose ball. Got his own rebound. Put back sticks for Hiwassee. 71-61, a 10-point game now. Here comes Noah Young, flings it back out on the corner for Austin Crisp. On a head fake, starts to now slow it back down. Looking for a Warren screen, he'll get it, but backs out towards the top of the key. Hard zip on the right wing, back on the side for Noah Young. Young attacks the rim on the right end, blocked on the layup, rebound for Des Culpepper. Hiwassee has it back now, trying to get out of this full court press. They do with Culpepper as he gallops across the timeline. Hands off Newman on the far sideline, who gives it right back to Williams near that Rams logo. 11:40 remaining in the game. Williams meandering inside, loops with the right hand, no good. Front rim, rebound for Alice Lloyd, thanks to Dondre Warren as he bounces in the backcourt for Austin Crisp. Alice Lloyd with speed. Dalton swings it inside the paint. Layup can't go for Chance Cornett, but a foul is called. These hard passes just zipping around the entire hard court. Alice Lloyd knows exactly what they're going to do on nearly every possession, and that time it just could not fall. Here's Chance Cornett up to the free throw line, shooting two. Bends the knees, fires away, and it's too short. 71-61, a 10-point lead for Alice Lloyd, who trailed by as much as 19 in the first half, went on a monster run, and here we are, them leading by 10. But can't count Hiwassee out after how well they shot to start out this game. Cornett, the sophomore, second chance. Misses them both, and that's a break for Hiwassee as a rebound falls for Tevin Henry. 11:20 remaining in this game. Here's Henry, bounces across the timeline. Here's Newman, swings it on the left corner, and the shot goes for Des Culpepper after reversing from the left block to the right block. 71-63, back to an 8-point game. Single-digit lead for Alice Lloyd. Pass on the right corner for Blake Smith, attacking the baseline, jumps and misses after he tried to dunk, then went for the glass and couldn't get that to fall either. Under 11 minutes left to go now. Here comes Hiwassee. Williams almost pickpocketed in the lane. His pass tipped in the air. Finally snatched back for Hiwassee as they will slow it down, trying to attack the rim. On the corner is Johnson. Loops left block, Ario Johnson. Turns it back out to his forward on a low pass near his ankle. Spins in the free throw line. Euro step. Loops with the right hand. No good. And a rebound goes for Alice Lloyd. Both teams trying to get a little too fancy here with their dribbling. And the talent just not exactly there for either team. Dalton underhands Cornett. Looking at the basket. He scores after just reversing once again. Quick possession for Alice Lloyd, and the lead is back to 10. 73-63. So Hiwassee down by 10, 10:15 remaining in the game. Jay Johnson and Hiwassee have not looked good in the second half at all. Williams on a stutter step attacks the rim, blocked out of bounds by Blake Smith, and the Tigers will have a chance once again to get an offensive possession going, but only 10 seconds to spare on that shot clock. 10:03 remaining. Buzzer sounds, and now some substitutes checking in. Timmy Dalton taken off. Simon Christon taken back in. Jake Allen re-entering, the big man with a mid-range shot. And he will replace Blake Smith. Looking for an inbounds pass now from Marius Williams. Haven't seen a lot of threes from Hiwassee after they were lights out from beyond the arc to start. Loops out towards the top of the key. Ario Johnson. And they did not start that possession right, so they want to reinstate the game clock to 10:03 and 10 on the shot clock, because right now 2 seconds ran off in that. Still waiting for it to go. Making sure to get it back on the game clock. And this is going to take a little bit while here. If you're just now joining us, Alice Lloyd trailed by as much as 19 in the first half. And now they lead by 10 with a flat. Now trying to get it to 10:03. They took a second off of the shot clock. The objective is to get it to 10:03 and 10 on the shot clock. And we've had shot clock problems this entire year, but this just seems like a simple thing that needs to be changed. We have just gone to a standstill here trying to get this shot clock to go. Alice Lloyd, their speed, though, has been great in the second half. Those teams not really looking for the big threes to fall. They haven't taken really dastardly shots. They've attacked the rim and gotten their chances to go. Now the clock has gone to a minute. So the objective, like we said, is to get it to 10:03 with 10 on the shot clock. There it is, 10:03 on the game clock, and now all they need is just 2 more seconds on the shot clock. 73-63, Alice Lloyd leads. And there we go. We are ready to play. After that long debacle, Marius Williams will be ready to inbounds for Hiwassee. There's 10 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Slaps the ball, trying to get it ready to go. Passes corner over to Graves. Pops a long three, misses ugly off of the backboard. Rebound for Warren. Under 10 minutes left to go in the game now, and that was definitely not the look that the Tigers wanted. Underhand, Allen trying to snatch it away from the Tigers. Dish on the left wing for Austin Crisp. Off a screen, gallops towards the top of the key. Now settles in the right wing with 15 to shoot. Smith, entry pass, Warren. Now Allen, rather, backing in towards the lane. Pops it back, fade away, front rim miss. And a rebound for the Tigers, down by 10. Here comes Williams, gallivanting down that far sideline. Holds up a fresh hand, trying to get this new offense to go. Pass towards the top of the key. Here's Naquan Newman. Hard sprint down the lane. Jump stop. Chucks it up. And it falls off of the glass. 73-65 the score. 8-point lead. 9:15 left to go. Who will the Rams play tomorrow at 4 o'clock? Bluefield grouping up on those red bleachers right near the basket for Alice Lloyd. 9 minutes left to go in the game. Hiwassee stepping up the defense. Warren in a trap, backs out of it. Feeds Allen towards the top of the key. Dish on the right wing with 8 to shoot. Crisp going down the lane. Blocked as he was going for the layup. Rebound for the Tigers. Williams attacking on the right wing. Steps back out beyond the perimeter. 8:45 remaining. Hiwassee with a chance. Down by just 8. Crossover dribble. Williams shoots. Scores on the triple from the top of the arc. Back to a 5-point game. 73-68. Alice Lloyd has fallen asleep after leading by as much as 15 here in the second half. 8:24 remaining in the game. Hiwassee with new life. Stepping on the defense, Naquan Newman pressuring Austin Crisp. Hard zip on the right wing for Warren. Going down on the right block, bumps in the lane, and a block is called as Warren was trying for the layup, and Hiwassee couldn't draw the charge. It will be on Ario Johnson, and they only had 6 seconds on the shot clock. And they will not call that a shooting foul, so it's just a clean block. And that is the 4th foul on Ario Johnson. And Will Raby is not going to the bench to replace his power forward. And now it looks like he will. Jay Johnson, who already has 3 fouls, will go in for Ario Johnson, who has now 4. Meanwhile, that is the 6th team foul for Hiwassee. And Alice Lloyd doesn't play really hard enough defense to rack up a ton of fouls. They only have 1. So now 20 on the shot clock, 8:14 game clock, 73-68 the score. Alice Lloyd able to flick it up in the air on the right wing for Allen. One arm pass to Kristen, entry pass, Chance Cornett, and his layup falls with a foul on the right block. Couple of darting passes. They didn't keep it too long and finally found Chance Cornett to make it 75-68 with a chance to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. And the shot can't go. Right back to it, 75-68. 8 minutes left to go. Austin Crisp, the senior, stepping up on the defense for Williams. He floats from the free throw line and rattles it in. 75-70 now the score. Back to a 5-point game. Cornett with a 3. Misses on the corner. Tipped in the air, and now Hiwassee has it back. Down by just 5. 7:45 remaining in the game. Newman galloping on the left wing, swings it out over to Graves. Off a pump fake, lets it fly, misses on the 3. Rebound for Jay Johnson, an offensive board, and the Tigers can restart with 7.5 minutes remaining. 75-70. Will this game go into the century mark? Williams pops from long range. Misses back iron from the top of the key, rebound for Kristen. Looking on a cherry-picking pass for Austin Crisp. Pops on a long 2 and gets it to fall. Got it from the left wing, just about 3 feet beyond that. It would have been a three. But now it is 77-70. 7:08 remaining. Going across midcourt, it is Marius Williams, rather. Naquan Newman, another point guard, thinking about a three. Just zips it back to Johnson. Underhands to Ario Johnson. Returns back out left wing. And Graves switches the long-range three to cut it down to a 4-point game. 77-73. 6:46 remaining. Alice Lloyd sweating a little bit now as Chris starts to back up from that defense. Onto the right wing. Overhead pass to Chris, the senior. Turns back to Cornett. Pops it on the right block. Allen onto the baseline. Pressured by Johnson, or rather that's Culpepper. Allen now fires and misses. Rebound for Des Culpepper. 77-73, under 6.5 minutes before we can call this one quits here at the Dome. Timeout called by Will Raby. We got a ball game here. Back and forth we go in the first round of the NCCAA Mideast Regional. It's 77-73 in favor of Alice Lloyd. This will likely come down to one of the final possessions. 77-73, Hiwassee with new life, getting the triples to fall, courtesy of Daniel Graves, as well as the point guard Naquan Newman. Marius Williams with the ball back, down by 4, 6:14 remaining after Hiwassee called a timeout. Pass into Des Culpepper, jumping and blocked, but a foul called on Timmy Dalton. So now Des Culpepper will have a chance, the senior from Warner Robins, Georgia, at the free throw line. Alice Lloyd with double-digit leads really throughout the second half, and then Hiwassee able to find that long-range shot to fall. Now Des Culpepper will have a chance to make it a 2-point game. His first shot, nothing but net, right through. 77-74, Hiwassee back within 3. Going on that left side of the paint, looking for a rebound. It will be Naquan Newman if Culpepper can't find this one. Bends the knee, sends it up, and hits both. 77-75. Hiwassee down by 2. Looking for a chance to play in Indiana, but first they'll have to play Bluefield tomorrow at 4. 6:04 remaining. Warren pressured on the defense, bounces top of the key, Noah Young. Young starts to back it out towards the middle of the floor in that Rams logo. 15 to shoot for Alice Lloyd. Pass on the corner. Smith draws a foul on Marius Williams. Williams stepped up on the defense very quickly and got tied up with the guard. So now that is the 8th foul, and Alice Lloyd will be shooting a 1-and-1. Blake Smith towards the line. This has been a quiet Alice Lloyd team. It's the first shot, rattles in. 78-75. Didn't look like it was very evident that Hiwassee knew that it was a 1-and-1. That's just the second foul, though, on Marius Williams. Got to think for Hiwassee, 4 fouls for Ario Johnson. Both shots ball for Blake Smith, though. 79-75, back to a 4-point deficit. 5:53 remaining in the game. Trying to get across the full court press, and they do. Williams almost lost the ball on the left wing, has to return it back top of the key to Culpepper. Thought he had an open look and instead swung it out towards the logo for Williams. 5:40. Williams pressured on the defense by Young. Crossover dribble, pops from 18. Back iron, still loose and picked out of the air by Cornett. Now a pass towards the timeline for Noah Young, moving quickly. Young arcs with the left hand, rattles in. That layup going right down the floor, 81-75. 6-point lead after Hiwassee had cut it down to 6, and now a foul in the backcourt. Noah Young tried to steal that ball away from Des Culpepper, and that will be his first foul. So that will just be the 3rd foul for Alice Lloyd. No one will be shooting. Meanwhile, Alice Lloyd is already in the bonus. Substitution calls for J.K. to return into the game for the Tigers, as now they have possession and trying to get this ball across midcourt again with 5:18 remaining, down by 6, 81-75. Out of a double team, spinning through that defense as Graves swings out right wing over to Newman. Hard step in the lane, jumps and scores, but an offensive foul called, or rather counted, on the and one, so he will have a chance here for the old-fashioned three-point play. 81-77 the score. Meanwhile, that's the second foul on Noah Young, who has racked up 2 fouls in the books in just about 5 seconds. Shot falls for Naquan Newman, and it's a three-point game again. 81-78, 5:05 remaining. Looking for a right to play the Rams tomorrow at the Dome. Noah Young passes in the corner for his Alice Lloyd teammate Smith. Powering down the baseline, jumps and somehow gets that layup to fall through contact. 83-78. Hiwassee wasting no time. Jay Johnson on the left block. Pump fake, no good. Got it on the try, and finally gets that stick back to fall. 83 to 80 now. Three-point game. Smith spins right wing. Warren off a pump fake. Pressures onto the corner now. Looking for help. Finds it in Smith on the right wing with 13 to shoot. Entry pass Cornett. Blocked, but a jump ball called. It will go to Hiwassee anyway. What a stuff that time by Des Culpepper, just packing Cornett, who was punched right back down into the hard court. And Hiwassee got to see maybe if they'll go for the triple here. Simon Kristen back into the game. And Jake Allen re-entering for Alice Lloyd as well. 81-77 turns to 83-80 in just a heartbeat. Graves on the bounce pass on the backcourt. Finally, Hiwassee getting the ball across the timeline out of this defensive pressure. Losing the ball, skating towards the top of the key, and finally rolls it out to Jay Cade. Spinning in towards the right block, chucking up a shot, and it's not good on the layup, but he's fouled. Foul starting to rack up for Alice Lloyd here in the past couple of minutes. That'll be their team's 5th foul. And the first one on Jake Allen, the 6'9 senior. Stops the clock at 4:10. And Jay Cade has been quiet in the second half after scoring 17 points in the first half. His first of 2 shots tickles the twine and makes it a 2-point game at 83-81. The senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, just playing about 3 hours away from home. Follows through, misses back iron, rebound for Austin Crisp. A 2-point game, 83-81. 4:05 remaining. Hiwassee trying to step up this zone defense. Pass on the right side. Austin Crisp off the screen, goes towards the top of the key. Good defense that time on by the big man. Jay Johnson stepping up. Here's Kristen going down the baseline. Fires and misses, but another foul called. Both teams starting to pick up the pattern here of just going inside the paint and getting swatted to go to the free throw line. That'll be the 9th foul on Hiwassee. With 3:51 remaining in the game, it'll be a chance for Simone Kristen to get this thing to go. Kristen fires. Back iron, clocks out. 83-81 the score. Back up towards the free throw line. Bend to the knees, follows through, nothing but net. And it's a 3-point game again, 84-81. Hiwassee getting through the full court pressure now with numbers. Graves floats from the free throw line, no good. Tipped in the air, rebound for Johnson, can't get it. And a rebound finally snatched by Crisp in the backcourt. Angling his way down on the left wing. Underhands Allen right in front of the rim and hacked again. Trying to swat it away from the big man, and he's fouled for the team's 10th foul. That's the second one on Daniel Graves, as Graves had a bad decision shooting from 15 there instead of passing it up to try to find an easier shot. Missed on the first free throw though, Jake Allen. 84-81 the score. Who will the Rams play tomorrow at 4 o'clock? Decided here. Second shot for Allen. This time swish. 85-81, back to a 2-possession game. Out of the backcourt, Hiwassee starting to cool down just a tad bit after really finding their way. Marius Williams in a double team right in front of his bench, calls a timeout with 3:23 remaining in the game. We'll take another break here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. A 4-point lead for Alice Lloyd with a chance to play the Bluefield College Rams tomorrow. (85-81) the score. Who will play Bluefield College tomorrow? We'll see in about 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Inbounds pass for Hiwassee. They have trailed for the entirety of the second half. Now find themselves in a chance to make this a one-possession game. 3:18 remaining. Meandering down the left side of the paint, scooped out by Williams. He'll settle near the corner with 10 to shoot. Good pressure by Noah Young for Alice Lloyd. Williams in the lane. Underhands it back to Culpepper. Bouncing in the paint and fires that hook shot to fall to make it 85-83. Back down to a one-possession game. Alice Lloyd has not let up. Their smallest lead of the second half has been one, and that's when the half started. Noah Young on the left wing. Entry pass left block. Allen swings it back out. Tipped to the air and stolen away by Des Culpepper. Full court pressure goes right back down into the front court now. Alice Lloyd not pressing. 2 minutes, 38 seconds. Pass on the left elbow for Culpepper. Underhands over to Cade. Cross court lob. Graves shoots and scores from Mars on the right wing three. 86-85. Graves thought, why not? And chucked that three up from space. 2:20 left to go. First lead for Hiwassee in the second half. Crisp trying to get the lead back. Now Crisp carries in the lane, fires a layup and misses. But a foul is called. 2:11 left to go. Already in the double bonus. See who they booked that foul on. It will be called on Des Culpepper, his third. Alice Lloyd only with 5. So Crisp will be shooting 2, regardless of whether it was a shooting foul or a foul on the floor. His first rattles away and misses front rim. Chance Cornett checking back into the game, as does Warren, as well as Noah Young and Blake Smith. Brand new set out there, 2:11, 86-85. Alice Lloyd down by 1. And with 4 fouls, Jay Johnson is subbed out by Aureo Johnson. A little bit more size now, Johnson. Jay Johnson, that is, at 6'5". Aureo, 6'8". Trying to tie it. Crisp fires. Misses both. Rebound, Aureo Johnson. Big break for Hiwassee here. Looping around in that backcourt. Williams now has the task of getting through the full court pressure. Williams feeds over to Des Culpepper. Around the arc, Tay Cade. Bounce pass on the right side for Williams towards that logo. 1:53 left to go. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Williams with a crossover dribble. Trying to shake down Crisp. Attacks the rim. Floats with the right hand. No good. Looking for the stick back air ball. And now Hiwassee able to get it back again. But Aureo Johnson just dribbled the ball right out of bounds. And it'll go back with Alice Lloyd down by 1 with 1:40 left to go. So we're in the first round of the NCCAA Mid-East Regional. And for Alice Lloyd, a back-and-forth game as Hiwassee has attacked and made this a 1-point lead for the Tigers. 1.5 minutes left to go. Crisp on a crossover dribble, stepping up on the defense. Williams for Hiwassee. Crisp towards the free throw line. Chest pass, Noah Young, right wing, returns Crisp left wing. 10 to shoot now for the Eagles. Man-to-man defense for the Tigers. Now 7 to shoot. Crisp sprints towards the top of the key. Right down the paint. Open lane, and he gets the lead right back to 1 for Alice Lloyd. perfect layup, 87-86, a minute 5 remaining. Here comes Graves on a full-out sprint, misses the layup, but the putback, bounce right back in for Ario Johnson. 1 minute remaining, 88-87. Whose season will end here? Crisp fires a layup, no good. Rebound for Alice Lloyd, snagged by Warren on the right wing with 50 seconds. Bounce pass to Cornett, fires a layup, no good. Loose ball, out of bounds, and it will stay with Alice Lloyd off of the fingertips of Ario Johnson. Timeout called by Alice Lloyd. They still have 3 left. Hiwassee with just 2, but a 1-point lead, 88-87. And what a game we have here for Hiwassee. They have been just flat out fiery in the second half, in that last part of it. And Alice Lloyd has slowed down. You see frustration on their faces on the bench right now. Both teams able to score so many points, but the defensive pressure was just not there. Alice Lloyd kicked up that full court press, and when Hiwassee found a way to get out of it, it became a brand new ball game. 88-87 with under 50 seconds remaining in the game. Alice Lloyd will keep it down by 1, so likely another possession for Hiwassee coming up, and you're trying to see J.R. Hammond, the head coach for Alice Lloyd, draw up maybe their winning game plan here. Will Raby on the other side doing the same thing for the Tigers. And just a reminder, we will have volleyball right before this at 12 o'clock. Rams taking on Lawrence Tech. But then at 4 o'clock, back to basketball. NCCAA Mid-East Regional here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Bluefield College Rams, the host of this entire little tournament here, will play the winner of this game. Both teams re-entering back onto the floor. 88-87. Hiwassee trying to keep their season alive with a chance to go to Indiana. As well as Alice Lloyd looking for an inbounds pass with 45.8 seconds remaining in the game. Crisp will do the passing honors for the Eagles. Whistle blows, swings into Kristen. On the right corner, feeds to Cornett, shoots, misses, loose ball, rebound for Crisp though on the offensive board. 37 seconds left, right wing, Crisp, entry pass, Cornett has an open look and scores off of the right block. He broke right past the defense, and now it's a 1-point lead again, 89-88 for Alice Lloyd. JK towards the top of the key, meanders in the lane, fires a layup, no good, rebound for Dondre Warren, who gets it right back over to the Eagles. Shot clock is still on. 17 seconds left. They have to foul on the other side. Smith finally hacked with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. I don't know how that shot clock was able to stay on, because it looked like it never transferred. 13.2 seconds remaining. And now a chance to try to go up by 3 with the sophomore Blake Smith. 89-88. Smith fires. Nothing but net. 90-88. It wasn't a good look for Hiwassee on the other end. Now if he makes this, they will have to shoot a 3 to try to send this into overtime. Bend to the knees, shoots, and hit it again. 91-88. 3-point lead. Hiwassee with a chance now to try to tie it, and they will call a timeout as they get across midcourt. 9.6 seconds remaining. Looking for a chance to play Bluefield College tomorrow. And Hiwassee taking a full timeout here. They can't do anything better than a 3 with just under 10 seconds remaining in the game. 91-88. Hiwassee had stormed back with a vengeance. Alice Lloyd able to get that open shot to fall, courtesy of Chance Cornett. And then on the other end, defensive pressure for JK. No fouls called. They were letting them play here in the last minute, and Hiwassee couldn't get the open look that they wanted. Now they have to see if maybe they can give it to the three-point shooter, Daniel Graves, the 6'1 junior from Atlanta, Georgia, who has been able to throw it up at any point in this game and at any location on the court for the Tigers. Now just 30 seconds left in this timeout. It's been a pleasure calling this for you, both Hiwassee and Alice Lloyd fans. And it will definitely be a tough contest for Bluefield College tomorrow, because both teams come out with flat-out speed. Now, Bluefield has a little bit better basketball skills, I would say. Just the athleticism is there for both of these squads. Back out onto the floor goes Alice Lloyd as well as Hiwassee. 91-88. Alice Lloyd leads. will have a pass from near midcourt with 9.6 seconds remaining. Into Jay Cade, 8 seconds now. Cade pressured by Warren, and he's fouled. So Alice Lloyd already going for the fouls here, as that only wasted 6 seconds off of the clock, and that is only the 6th foul on the Eagles. So the next one will send them to a 1-and-1. Another timeout called, this time by Alice Lloyd with flat 6 seconds remaining, 91-88 the score. And that's a pretty smart idea to foul there, because Alice Lloyd has almost been conserving the fouls for the entire game. Hiwassee did the exact opposite, a little bit more hacking for the Tigers in this one. And then for Alice Lloyd doing the intentional fouling there. They have fouls to waste. That was just their 6th foul, so the next one will send them into the bonus. But Hiwassee needs a 3. 91-88, 6 seconds remaining. In front of a few Alice Lloyd fans that have made it. I don't see that many people wearing Hiwassee gear here today. But for this Eagles team, they have fought back in the first half. Hiwassee did the exact same thing in the second half. Trailed by double digits for most of that first part of this period. And then beyond the threes of Daniel Graves, as well as just the hard-fought baskets and the great defense for the Tigers, they were able to capitalize on Alice Lloyd's slow streak in the second half. In just the first round of the NCCAA Mideast Regional, as both teams go back out onto the floor. Will Alice Lloyd foul again? Hiwassee needs a 3, down by 3, 91-88 to try to tie this up. Only 6 seconds to do it. Hiwassee sending Graves, Cade, Johnson, and Des Culpepper onto the floor, ready to receive an inbounds pass from Marius Williams. 6 seconds remaining. Williams trying to pass the ball in. Feeds into Culpepper, shoots a 3. Back iron miss. Rebound for Hiwassee. Another chance for the 3 ball. No good. And now Alice Lloyd able to hold on, and they will face Bluefield College tomorrow. Hard-fought game by both teams, and that is it for the Tigers season. Alice Lloyd moves on to play at 4 o'clock against Bluefield College. 91-88 the final score, as we will say goodbye until tomorrow here on the Rams Digital Sports Network. A fun one here in the first round of the NCCAA Mideast Regional. My name is Bailey Engel, saying so long until next time when we have the final here tomorrow at the Dome.